Hi everyone, I'm Jamie. I'm now based in Manchester where I run my own business, but way back in 2005, I embarked on a year in Germany as part of my business studies with German degree at the University of Liverpool. I completed a work placement as part of my year abroad, and it really was a life-changing experience that I'll always remember. It's shaped my entire career actually, so the kind of idea that I wanted to travel, to learn languages really kind of came from my year abroad, and it really paved the way for me to go and live in places like China, to spend time in Southeast Asia, the US, Australia, all these places that I think I wouldn't have had the hunger to go and explore and the confidence to go and explore had I not spent that time over in Germany as part of my degree.
Hi everybody, my name's Tom. I studied history at the University of Liverpool between the years of 2011 and 2014, and I spent my second year studying abroad at the University of Maryland in the USA. Right now I'm living in Kingston, Ontario in Canada, and I'm working as an international project and events coordinator for Queen's University here in Kingston, Ontario. And there's actually a really clear thread between my first job after graduation and this one. In the final year of my degree at the University of Liverpool, I was fortunate enough to be a Study Abroad ambassador, working with Rich and Amy and the team there in Liverpool. And while working with Rich, it was he who encouraged me to apply for the role of an experiential learning advisor at the International Satellite Campus of Queen's University, which is actually based in England. So 4, 5, 6 years later, and several different jobs and a master's degree have since passed. And now I find myself working on the main campus of Queen's University here in Kingston, Ontario.
Hi everyone, my name is Jen and I'm a former student at the University of Liverpool where I studied law from 2014 and graduated in 2018. My study abroad adventure started at the end of my first year when I took part in the 4-week summer school to XJTLU, which is Liverpool's partner university in Suzhou, China. Having no prior knowledge of Mandarin, I enrolled as a beginner and undertook 15 hours of Mandarin classes a week and 5 hours of Chinese culture. I had such a fantastic positive time that going into my second year, I applied to become a study abroad ambassador. It was then that I learnt about the new flagship Year in China programme and changed my degree from law to law with a year in China, and in August 2016 embarked on the best 12 months of my life. I then finished my final year studies at Liverpool, spent a year in London studying the legal practice course, and fast forward to now, I'm a second year trainee solicitor at a large international law firm.
It's really not an understatement for me to say that studying abroad had a profound influence on my career. Like many historians, when I graduated after 3 years of my history degree, which I loved at the University of Liverpool, I didn't really know what to do with myself. But by the time of my graduation, I realized that the only thing I was sure about was the transformative impact of studying abroad and of that international experience. So I decided to pursue a career in international education. Obviously, my lived experience helped me to get my foot in the door of that world, but my experiences studying at the University of Maryland in America and the ways in which that experience forced me to challenge myself and my assumptions of the world, widen my perspective and force me outside of my comfort zone have influenced me in far greater and more intangible ways in the years that have followed.
My study abroad experiences have provided me with numerous skills and boosted all aspects of my life. Perhaps the biggest one is that it's made me more culturally aware. I definitely feel more informed about how other people live, their traditions, and my experiences provided me with reflection points to consider how their lives differ to mine. These global skills of adjusting to a new culture, people, language are so valuable to graduates and provide a different perspective. This has led me to become more self-aware and genuinely see the bigger picture.
I think my biggest concerns about studying abroad would probably be quite different now than they were then. At the time I was quite wide-eyed and naive, and really the biggest fear I had was really how much I would miss my family, because I'd never spent that amount of time away from any of them before, especially my twin brother, who I was very, very close to, and still am. But I honestly, as soon as I arrived, those fears kind of melted away because I was just so busy making friends and and having fun and discovering new things that I didn't really have time to miss home all that much. So I spent the first semester just riding this wave on a complete high, where I never really felt like I wanted to be anywhere else except with my new friends from all over the world, exploring Maryland and the USA.
Going and spending time overseas, especially if it's your first time spending an extended period in a foreign country, can be really difficult, can be challenging. And I think that there's no better time to do that and to challenge yourself in that way than whilst you're at uni. I really think it's the best opportunity for you to do that. And when you enter the job market and in future, you're always going to have challenges. And if you've kind of got the most difficult ones out of the way whilst you're at university, I think it's the best time to kind of pit yourself against those challenges, to learn something about yourself, but also have an incredible amount of fun at the same time. It was probably the most fun I've ever had for a consistent period over the year that I was in Germany. It was just amazing how much fun you can have whilst living in a foreign country.
I found that my study abroad experience instantly enhanced my CV and has provided a talking point in interviews and assessment centres. In particular, employers were intrigued about my time in China, my motivations for going, what I learnt, what I did, and so forth. Study abroad will set you apart from the majority of other job applicants and really does provide you with a lifetime of benefits.
I can understand why you might be unsure about studying abroad. I think there's a lot of obstacles to study abroad potentially. Whether they're real or imaginary is kind of irrelevant. If you feel that they're there, I think that it's worth talking about them and working through them. I would just urge you to speak to the team at Liverpool, the Study Abroad team, about any concerns that you might have, or any obstacles that you might feel are there to you studying abroad, whether they're financial or personal, or whether it's to do with your home that you have already signed a contract on for your second year of university, or the fact that you have a job and you don't feel like you can quit it, or the fact that you're just worried about being so far away from home while studying in a different language. I think this team has so much experience and expertise. I think they've seen it all, and I'm saying that quite knowingly, that we're still in the middle of this pandemic right now. They really have seen it all at this point. There's no question that they haven't heard before, and no obstacle that that they can't overcome. So I would urge you to make use of that expertise.
You will also be provided with various handbooks which will become your study abroad Bibles and your first point of call for any initial queries. In particular, I found the Study Abroad handbook and also the pre-application handbook to be the most useful, and is probably evident by the fact that I've got them and still kept them 5 years on.
If you're watching this, you're probably kind of weighing up whether it's a good idea and thinking it might seem difficult, it might seem daunting, and there's good reason for that. You're going a long way away, and you're going to have to take on challenges by yourself, but I think that presents you with a great opportunity to learn something about yourself, to have a huge amount of fun, to meet other people, and the challenging times will really form who you are as a result of it. We work with tons of students who go and spend time overseas, and it really does kind of have a profound effect on how you view your own country and how you live your life in the future. So yeah, do it.